All right, Ronan MMA, welcome back to the channel. Now, Islam Makhachev called out Leon Edwards on Twitter. I only want to touch on this briefly because, well, I don't think it's overly newsworthy. I wouldn't typically cover a Twitter call out, but it has raised a few interesting questions and it brings up a few interesting topics. Now, one, it makes me think that they are having problems booking Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington and perhaps Ali Abdelaziz got a hold of this information and used his master key to get into Islam Makhachev's Twitter to make this call out to shoot his shot for his fighter. Do I think that the UFC should make this fight? Absolutely not, dude. And I'll tell you why. You cannot have a guy who fights twice a year if we're lucky being the champion in two divisions. Now, I don't think he would beat Leon Edwards. I actually think Leon Edwards would be able to handle him quite easily, considering he was able to stuff the vast majority of Kamaru Usman's takedowns, who is a much bigger man who was able to take down every single opponent he's ever faced against, and 99% of them has been able to hold them down. I just think that Leon Edwards, technically speaking, is too good. I think his takedown defense is too good, and I think that Islam Makhachev does not pose the same knockout threat or the same level of trickiness on the feet, and simply based off length alone, right? Kamaru Usman's a very long, lanky guy, straight shots, kicks up the middle, shit like this, keeping you at his range. So it's a little trickier to get in and work your stuff on him, but Islam Makhachev does not have the same reach, and he is definitely not the same size as Kamaru Usman, and I think that Leon Edwards would have absolutely no problem dealing with Islam Makhachev, but the risk is too great because if we had Islam Makhachev being the champion of two divisions, that would ruin everything, okay? It just would. You know what I mean? You can't, if you've got a guy like Volkanovski, okay, who is actually active, and this is why he is deserving of going up and facing Islam Makhachev again in a rematch for his title, is because he has, since their fight, gone back down and defended dominantly, whereas Islam Makhachev has literally just been sitting there waiting for October, which drives me crazy. And that's another reason. Not even just the fighting twice a year thing, but the fact that one of them has to be at this set location at this time of the year ruins it, and it makes it very difficult for the UFC matchmakers for booking guys at the top of the lightweight division, because you've got to try and work it so that and I'm assuming they thought Charles Oliveira would jump on the opportunity to get a rematch, but he said no. You know what I mean? So now we're kind of screwed. So they were able to work it out where there would be a title contender ready for October. That title contender just said no. But because you've got to work around Islam Makhachev's schedule, now there's no one really to face him. So they're having problems finding a lightweight to fight Islam Makhachev, or not even problems finding one. Like, everybody's booked. And then there's nobody really in the top five that could fight Islam Makhachev. And it also makes me think that they might be having problems making the Leon and Colby fight, which, if that is the case, dude, and I can't believe I'm saying this, give Bilal the shot, okay? I can't believe I'm saying that. I can't believe I just said that, but, you know, Bilal Muhammad, obviously, same religion as Islam Makhachev, way more active, actually willing to jump on short notice opportunities, actually willing to fight immediately after Ramadan, actually willing to, he's just way more fucking active. You know what I mean? So if there's anybody that should get the shot aside from Colby Covington, it should be Bilal Muhammad, which I can't believe I just said that out loud, but it is what it is, dude. This is also, this kind of makes me feel bad, and I've done videos on this in the past, like, stop letting guys with big names just hold steadfast at the top of your division. Michael Chandler could have been forced to fight Arman Tsarukyan. You know what I mean? And I know that Arman Tsarukyan's already fought Islam Makhachev, but if I'm being honest, bro, I didn't even really, like, I'm not overly intrigued by the Conor fight, and I don't think it's gonna fucking happen at this point, because there was just another issue that the man had. You know what I mean? Like, and poor Michael Chandler, honestly, because he's been guaranteed a fight, took the time to go film for however many fucking weeks they filmed for, and then finds out that this guy would rather be a fucking idiot in a pub somewhere than actually submit a piss test to USADA so that they can compete. But when you've got guys like that who are just like Michael Chandler, who are just steadfast at number 5 despite not really deserving that number, and you're going to book him because he's a big name with a guy who's not even ranked in the division. And then you've got Justin Gaethje fighting Dustin. But, like, what the fuck are you supposed to do, man? The only option is Volkanovski. Volkanovski is a savage. And he goes, fights Islam, arguably beats him, comes back down, defends his own title dominantly, goes and gets surgery, and is still saying he's willing to fight in October. He's got 6 months of rehab. That takes him to the end of August. You know what I mean? The guy's got a month and a half or so to prepare for Islam Makhachev, and he's willing to do it when no other lightweight is. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't think they can make this fight. Also, dude, Ilia Topuria, shut up, bro. Shut the fuck up. You looked real impressive against Josh Emmett. I praised you from the high heavens. Shut up. You don't deserve a title shot yet. You know what I mean? He's got to fight one more. You can't fucking beat up an old Josh Emmett who was just finished in 2 rounds and then be like, yep, I deserve to fight for the title. And claim that the most active and dominant champion is running from you. Get fucked, dude. If anybody's got an argument that somebody is running from them, it is Alexander Volkanovski regarding Islam Makhachev, because Volkanovski's reiterated multiple times, I'll fight you in Abu Dhabi, I'll fight you in October, even though I just fucking fought, something you wouldn't know nothing about. And Islam Makhachev just goes, I didn't see that. Didn't see it. And then calls out Leon Edwards because he thinks it would be an easier fight for him, which is funny because I think Leon Edwards beats him. So, you know what I mean? You can't have Islam Makhachev be a champion of 2 divisions. You just can't, man. You just can't. That would fuck everything up. You would have to have... It just wouldn't work, dude. It wouldn't work. Wouldn't work. And Volkanovski should get the shot because no other lightweight's willing to step up. And I would imagine that the UFC is anticipating that no matter who wins in the fight with Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, the winner's coming out fucking a little beat up. You know what I mean? I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I wouldn't bet money that one of them is going to make it out unscathed and be ready to fight in October. I would imagine they are both a little battered and need some recovery time, and then they would get a relatively shortened camp, even though Volkanovski doesn't give a fuck about a shortened camp. Okay, dude? This is why I did that video saying we need more champions like Volkanovski. He's calling out guys above him, which seems to be an issue with a lot of champions. They'd rather call out guys above them instead of defending against their own weight class. The difference is that he's fucking also defending in his weight class. So, Islam, stop trying to call out dudes bigger than you because you arguably lost to a guy who is a lot smaller than you. So I don't think that you'd have an easy time with Leon Edwards. And if none of the guys in your division are willing to fight you, then take on the Volkanovski matchup. Because here's the other thing, dude. Islam fought in Australia when he fought Volkanovski, right? He wanted to do that. He said, I want to come to Australia and I want to fight you. But then, which at the time, to be fair, seemed pretty cool, pretty gangster of him. Then we find out it was for a built-in excuse, essentially, because as soon as he realized that the crowd wasn't happy with the decision and that fight was a lot closer than he thought it was going to be, he started using that as like a reason as to why his performance was bad. Now Alexander Volkanovski's telling you, you don't got to go anywhere, bro. I'll come to Abu Dhabi. Your shit, you know what I mean? I'll come to your hometown. I know that Islam doesn't live in Abu Dhabi, but it's, that's basically his home field advantage there. And Volk's willing to fucking do it. And I can guarantee you this, dude. If Volkanovski loses, he is sure as shit not going to use the fact that he flew all the way to Abu Dhabi as a fucking excuse. You know what I mean? So, stop calling guys out on Twitter. Accept the Volkanovski fight. The UFC can't have you be champions of 2 weight classes because you fight twice here if we're lucky. Okay? Screw the Colby fight. Let Bilal fight Leon. Make it for October also. That would be fucking massive. They had the welterweight and the lightweight title on the line at the same pay-per-view in Abu Dhabi to help compete with the Francis Ngannou pay-per-view. This is something the UFC might actually do now that I think about it. But yeah, man, these are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think Islam Makhachev would beat Leon Edwards? Do you think the UFC should give him that opportunity? Do you think he's deserving of that opportunity? Do you think they should just do the Volkanovski rematch? What do you think? Let me know. Like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.